So how much lead is too much lead in a child's diet? Today on Everything Lead, we're going to find out. This study is the most comprehensive on the subject. A 2011 study identified that only 0.6 micrograms per kilogram of body weight per day, corresponding to approximately 12 micrograms a day of consumption, would equate to a loss of 1 IQ point through having a blood level of 2.1 micrograms per deciliter. Is that too complicated? Stop me if I'm going off the rails. For reference, in the 70s, every child had a blood level approximately 8 times higher. And while I only started making these videos 18 months ago, this has been an ongoing area of research for quite some time. I don't know why this part is sideways. Children and adults absorb vastly different amounts of lead. Children need more calcium in their diets because their bones are being developed. They absorb approximately 4 times more lead. The research was centered around the then relevant blood lead level reference number of 5 micrograms per deciliter, which has since been updated to 3.5. However, this number isn't indicative of where health effects start. So they did the study again. This time they oriented things a little differently. They found that consumption of 22 micrograms a day for a child and 88 micrograms a day for an adult corresponded with a blood lead level of 3.5 micrograms per deciliter. And that's how they arrived at the current recommendations for maximum lead per day for a child and adult at 2.2 for a child and 8.8 for an adult, corresponding to a blood lead level of 0.35 micrograms per deciliter. With the average blood lead level of an American child between the years of 2015 and 2016 being about 0.75. I find it kind of interesting how they talk about the increase in IQ loss from 0.75 to 1.2 or 2.1. However, they don't mention anything about the dramatic increase in IQ loss up to the point of 10. Just that there's altered mood, behaviors, neuromotor, and neurosensory functions. Of course, as blood lead gets much higher, you run into serious physical health complications. And I don't know who Frank encephalopathy is, but I don't want to meet him. And yes, there is lead in baby food and all foods. Ironically, baby food especially because it's all basically grown in the ground, and the ground is contaminated in the United States with approximately 8 million tons of inorganic lead from the lead and gas. Stay tuned as I divulge more of this lead and food information so we can fully contextualize the situation and optimize dietary lead intake along with environmental lead intake, which could easily supersede any possible dietary lead intake because there's just so much more lead on a plate that glows green, for example. It's Everything Lead, and I'll see you next time.